I feel like after my vacation, I feel like I'm a little rusty. I've missed doing this.
Let's see if you got what it takes to keep it going.
Dude, I got what it takes.
Ooh, I like that. I like that confidence, dog. That's what we want here at Comics and Chronic. We're all about the 3 C's: comics, chronic, and confidence.
There you go.
We're a better version of the KKK. We're not racist.
Nice.
We're the CCC.
Yes. Are you guys getting high with me today?
No, I gave that.
No, what?
Yeah.
We don't smoke on this show.
Yeah, that's lame, dude.
Yeah.
Psych!
Baby! Yeah.
I sent you a video and I asked you, wait, so me and Anthony wanted to know, did you see the video I sent you on Instagram?
Yeah.
Did you get it from that guy?
No, so I think
it's
just a thing that I picked up. I think like the origins of saying baby like that, it like kind of started with Twitter, like maybe like a year or so ago. A lot of people were tweeting things like, and that's show business, baby. and I just thought that was hilarious and started saying it. And
it's now like stuck in my head forever.
Same, yeah. I've been saying it in my day-to-day life.
I'm like, baby.
Yeah, well, I just woke up from a nap, so I'm waking and baking today.
Oh,
baby.
Baby.
Does it still count as a wake and bake if it's from a nap and not like the night's sleep?
Ooh, I say yes.
Ooh, okay.
I say yes.
Okay.
I'm still feeling groggy.
Well, let's smoke about it.
Yeah, let's declog that grog, my dude. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Lord Jesus.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah.
It is a Sunday. Sunday.
Or maybe you're listening to this on a Monday morning, driving to work, or, doing
maybe
your
on
thing.
a Tuesday afternoon, you decided to go for a lunch break and you tuned in to us on one of our many platforms that we're on.
Spotify, Apple, Google,
There you go.
Amazon Music.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We're in Jeff Bezos' pocket.
Yeah. It's puppets.
This is a special midweek podcast.
Midweek on Sunday?
Do you count Sunday as midweek, Cody?
Midweek in the sense that it's like we're going to be dropping it in between 2 other podcasts.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, facts.
Yeah. And I just, we're doing it because of a special occasion. Well, Jake, we haven't even had an intro. Lead us in, my guy.
Welcome to Comics and Chronic, everyone. I am Jake FH. With me are Anthony Anaccio and Cody Walaka-Cannon. What up, you guys?
What's going on, Jake? Happy Sunday.
Hey, happy Sunday. Good vibes all around. Cody just got back from Busch Gardens.
Hey.
What?
Dude, it
How
was
was Busch
honestly,
Gardens?
dude, it was sick. It was super cool. Also, it was like super low capacity, they did like a temperature check that no one was really paying attention to. They kind of just let us walk in, but they had made us go through a booth where it took our temperature as we walked in. And
a booth did it? Like not someone holding it to your head or what?
If there was, then they did not check any temperatures on the entrance. It just had a sign. But we walked through some there was a computer saying stuff. So I think it was like a booth type deal where it scans your body as you're walking in. But I might be wrong. Oh, wow. I don't know. I was just oh, that was a lot quicker than I expected. And just what kept going. But yeah, Busch Gardens was sick. It was on a Tuesday, I think. So it was low crowd, low capacity. I got to ride every ride, a couple of them multiple times.
Nice.
Yeah. I was high as fuck. Slamming seltzers like a boss.
Oh, God.
Cody, are you trying to get a seltzer sponsor?
Dude, I would. Truly sponsor me. I'm truly a fan of your seltzers.
Cha-ching!
You know what I'm truly a fan of?
What's that?
WandaVision.
Whoa.
Hey.
Oh, hold the press, you guys. guys. Series finale just dropped. What did you guys think?
Just dropped.
Well, I liked it. I loved it. We talked about theories and stuff, but
Mephisto. I know
Yeah,
it's him.
yeah,
There's
I
going to
think
be a post-credits episode they drop.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I think so many people built up what they wanted WandaVision to be in their head, and I think those people are definitely disappointed, but it felt satisfying. I know they always have to, end on some sort of cliffhanger because it's, a comic book movie. You want to turn the next page and be like, what? So
yeah, I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but I do have my beefs.
Ooh.
Whoa, let's make some beef stew.
Some beef stew. Okay.
None of these are going to be good segues, by the way. That's what I'm going for on this episode.
Dude, well, I mean, that's kind of our brand is terrible segues.
Yeah.
So beefs, obviously, the elephant in the room. Also, one of the things that somebody hit me up for us to talk about.
Ooh.
Ralph Bohner.
Okay.
Super
lame.
Dumb.
Yep.
Super lame. It felt really gimmicky. It felt very like Marvel was just like, we gotcha. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it kind of threw away Evan Peters. Like, it's fine if he's never in the series again, whatever there, but like also like not just like in the fact that it wasn't like satisfying payoff with that conclusion, but also just like little things like how are we supposed to like say that she gave him super speed and stuff even when she wasn't with him, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it was just
that's an interesting question. If he's just some dude with like, I mean, obviously Agatha has the power to give someone super speed for whatever reason. She's like an amazing, you haven't seen it. It seems like almost like a cheap thing to do. Like if she could give it to him, like maybe you're onto something in that without meaning to. Like, is that how Wanda will make mutants? If you have that power to give people, normal people powers.
Well, she did with our girl Monica.
Well,
That's
I think
true. Going through her hex gave her powers.
Right, right. And then Billy and Tommy, obviously, but
who are manufactured children.
Manufactured
from her mind. Seriously, because like if you think about it, like they grew up from babies to boys within like 2 episodes. That means she loved these kids for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like even on their time zone, like timeline. So I don't know. But I mean that was cool. Either way, honestly.
That's my biggest beef, like kind of tying in to the Bohner thing. A lot of it felt
It wasn't Bohner. They said Bohner in the show.
Oh yeah, Bohner.
Yeah.
Bohner.
So a lot of it felt like inconsequential. Like it kind of felt like yeah, it's super sad she had to like lose Vision and her kids again. But like it just kind of felt very I don't know. It just felt like there was no real life. Like she kind of just dipped without any sort of like trouble from the law after imprisoning people.
Yeah.
True. I feel like if the Avengers found out that Scarlet Witch like manipulated an entire town's population's mind for like 3 months? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know that.
And they were being tortured.
And they were being like mentally tortured.
Against their will. So
against their will.
So I totally agree with that because she got off pretty scot-free. Like she apologized and realized what had happened. Yeah, and she wasn't meaning to, but she still did it. So, maybe I don't know. I don't want to give the MCU too much credit and be like maybe they're letting that linger so that that's a plot line for another movie. Maybe it's an impetus for like people hating mutants or people with powers in general.
Ooh, see that wouldn't be a bad thing if like because you saw the way they looked at her as she left. They weren't even there wasn't even fear in their eyes like when Agatha had taken the curse off of them and they were like, please let me see my daughter, that one lady.
Right.
Instead, they were like completely just like watching her go like in an old Western, like leave their town and almost like if like there was no fear in that scene specifically. So maybe that'd be cool if like she's responsible for making, mutants now. Instead of being like in the comics where she says no more mutants, what if she's like mutants and creates a whole population of I don't know. Crazy thought, but
yeah, it's obviously not something that happens in the comics, and a lot of people will definitely be mad that if that is the origins of mutants in the MCU, but I wouldn't care. It's just like, show me mutants. I like them. However they come.
I'm ready.
Over there. I don't discriminate against mutant origins.
Oranges?
Like having like giant grotesque oranges with your breakfast.
It's like a spin-off of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, mutant origins.
Teenage mutant oranges. That'd be cool.
No, it would not.
Yeah, what?
They wouldn't be able to do much, I guess.
Yeah, mutant oranges.
Well, citrus is like acidic, so it could sting if it got in your eye.
It does sting if it gets in your eye.
Oranges are lethal.
You know who else was lethal? Wanda.
Yeah, Wanda was pretty lethal. Her costume was sick.
Yeah.
Yes. Very Magneto-esque too.
I liked her headdress. That was a cool, helmet thing that she wears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the headdress was sick. I don't know. She was a bad bitch. Just like looking cool as fuck. You know,
she did look cool. Yeah, it was actually a cool costume. It was well done.
Would you say she's better than former First Lady turned vampire Abigail Adams?
Ooh.
No way. No.
No one's better than Abigail Adams.
Yeah.
She's the original bad bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. We're talking about a true queen here, you know?
Yeah. You know what I liked about the post-credit scene? Well, shit, there were 2 post-credit scenes. Which one? Let's talk about the first
Let's talk about the first one first. Yeah.
All right. Not going to lie. Ever since the Captain Marvel movie, I'm really not a fan of friendly Skrulls.
Same.
In the comics, they're by and large an enemy race, with Super Skrull being Fantastic Four, like one of their most popular villains. I'm not really a fan of this like happy-go-lucky, pacifistic Skrull race.
Yeah, kind of silly even.
Yeah, we'll help you guys.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I'm not a fan either, and I feel like maybe they introduced the Skrulls this way so that when there's the heel turn, because we know Secret Invasion is coming.
We're really gonna feel it. Oh, so that'd be cool. What if they're all acting friendly and whatnot?
Right.
So that they're embedded in everything, and then boom.
Right, because this lady that turned into a Skrull was in the FBI, so she's in a place of power, and
shit. That's cool. What if there's leaders of whole countries that are Skrull leaders,
Yeah.
Like, you
what
never
if there
know.
are Avengers that are Skrulls?
Yeah, oh my God. Who would you be most disappointed to find out is a Skrull right now in the MCU?
Most disappointed? If Tony Stark, they were like, haha, his body is actually a Skrull. That would be like, huh?
Yeah.
If when he died,
living squad. Who of the living remaining Avengers?
Speaking of which, why didn't the Skrulls participate at all in the
final battle with Thanos?
Yeah.
Ooh, good point.
They're lazy. They wanted us to wipe ourselves out. Because in that war, people died no matter what, right? Regular soldiers. Like, if you think about it, holy shit, I just thought about this. So Hulk snapped all those people back for a lot of them to still die at that battle.
True, yeah. They're like, yes, I'm back.
Oh, thank you. I'm back in the Soul Stone. And they look out, and there's Thanos' massive army, and they're like, oh, well, sweet. I don't even get to see my family.
Thanks, Stephen Strange, you asshole.
In battle right now. But yeah, that's true. I think because they wanted us to fight amongst ourselves, we thin the herd, It's lesser people to deal with.
Yeah, it could be a possibility. So that's why I'm okay with the Skrulls being friendly for now. Yeah, but obviously that Skrull was referencing Nick Fury.
Oh, for sure.
I wish Nick Fury, I almost thought for a second
it was going to be Nick Fury at the end too.
Like he comes out of the corner and like, I need you for the sword initiative,
Actually, I thought it was going to be Mephisto.
Get over it.
Honestly, I won't get over it because it was such a bandwagon theory that started on the internet that I heard people say, and I couldn't get behind it, and I never believed it. It was like, oh, I don't know, dude. Like,
yeah, we started from episode 1 saying that shit.
It looked like Mephisto's penis, and then so dumb.
Dude, wouldn't it have been sick if it would have been like the FBI agent turned into Mephisto and was like, so how badly do you want your mom back?
Damn.
Yeah. Ooh, speaking of FBI agents, actually, what's his name? Who's the actor? Randall Park?
Yes.
Who plays Jimmy Woo?
Jimmy Woo, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I crushed it. He crushed it. And like,
absolutely.
Dude, first off, that guy is actually really cool. I know he came in Ant-Man, right?
Yes. That's where we first introduced him.
Yeah, that's where you first introduced him in the MCU. I'm glad he came back because, dude, have you ever seen videos of that dude? He can freestyle.
Nice. Well, have you ever watched Fresh Off the Boat?
No, what's that?
It was an ABC sitcom. Oh man,
dude,
it's hilarious.
So good. So good.
ABC sitcom?
I know, that's why I didn't watch it at first, but it's way better than just
most.
Seriously. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. It's about this young this like Asian family that just moves to America, and this young kid who's like obsessed with hip hop. That
is it Randall Park? Does he play the?
He's the dad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But honestly, the entire cast is hilarious. You know.
Yeah.
Nice.
The mom especially. I love the mom.
She's so funny. I haven't watched as much as Anthony. Like, I didn't watch the whole series. I watched maybe.
Oh no, me either. Yeah.
Okay, I've watched like episodes here and there, and but every time I've watched it, I've been like, "Fuck yeah!"
Nice.
Yeah. And Randall Park is great. So I want to see more of him in the MCU. Give him his own show. I'm down for that.
Yeah, like his own like Sword FBI show. That'd be cool if he gets like appointed director of Sword.
Well, he doesn't need Sword because in the comics, Jimmy Woo runs Agents of Atlas.
What's that?
Which is his own squad. So back in the day, that Agents of Atlas is like, it's random people. There's like a talking gorilla dude. I don't know the guy's name. Like random ass characters. But more recently, they've used the team. It's a completely different team, and it has mostly like Asian or South Asian and Pacific Marvel superheroes, and a lot of them are new. But you have like people like Shang-Chi. You have Amadeus Cho Hulk. And it's just a cool team, but like new people like Swordmaster and Arrow, who are like straight up anime Marvel superheroes. It's awesome. But they're so brand new, like they're kind of fresh for any kind of adaptation. And I think a Disney show, especially with those characters, would be so sick.
Nice.
Yeah. Dude, what if they did like a sick anime style animated Disney show?
Yes. Oh my God. That would be amazing.
Randall Park like voice the Jimmy Woo for that. That'd be sick.
That'd be cool.
Even if they did a what if, because apparently the what if is like an animated kind of. Yeah. I hope there's an anime what if. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, know what I wanted to bring up? White Vision, of course, because White Vision was cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. Also absolutely love that Vision's response to defeating White Vision was logic, and it wasn't just like a battle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it was like literally their final fight was like an existential debate on existence.
Yeah.
Well, Jake, I'm sure you're familiar with the thought experiment, the ship of Theseus.
Some actually say that I came up with the thesis, so familiar is an understatement, but yes, of course.
But I like how, like Cody's saying, like that's how Vision beats himself. He's like, me to me. All right, how do I outsmart myself?
It was a very Vision way to go.
Yeah, I loved it.
So yeah, I loved it too. I also love just the physical fight in the beginning, like their use of like phasing. Honestly,
oh, beautiful!
It was beautiful, and it was so different from the other movies because when White Vision would go to punch, Vision, he would like phase just enough to trap his arm inside of his arm, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and Vision knew. And like Vision could like telegraph his moves too, because it's like he's fighting himself, so like he kind of knew what tricks he might pull.
It was a very well done battle, and it looked cool. It didn't like look low budget. It was that Marvel movie quality.
That
shit.
Disney money.
That Disney shmoney.
Well,
no, it was super good quality, and also like White Vision looks dope. I really liked.
Yeah.
The white. Also, so what do we think? Is he coming back for show?
Well, who knows what he might be next, Jake?
Oh, borrowing
That's what he
right from
says.
the That's it. Yeah. So obviously he's coming back.
Yeah, but I personally don't think they're going to keep White Vision around just because.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Well, because I don't think they are, because like the Vision Quest storyline is kind of like when he becomes White Vision, he doesn't have the memories or anything. So if they immediately gave him like all of his memories and stuff, there's really no like, he's not
consequence to him dying. And
stuff. Like he's not going to be.
He even just quoted it himself, and that's like for sure foreshadowing is that he says, "Who knows what I'll come back as next?"
Right. So
I think White Vision is coming back.
Well, okay. So I think,
my humble opinion.
Yeah, I think if they bring Vision back, it's gonna be maybe he gets a color swap for whatever reason, and it's like they don't keep White Vision. Maybe they give him more of the classic yellow-ish kind of.
Yeah.
Or
I agree. I don't think I think it'll be some form of Vision, but he'll be slightly different.
Yeah.
And it'll be, and I don't think he's sticking with White.
No, but that robot that flew off is coming back.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%
is coming back.
Yes.
Whether he changes his color is like inconsequential.
I
guarantee you, we would see like throughout the journey, it would hit, like I'd like to see like a miniseries like this, where throughout the journey he's White Vision discovering himself, doing existential shit, and then he changes. That's when he has a more firmer identity and understanding of himself, then he changes his color and he's like, actually, I picked this color scheme and it's different from the original Vision and different from White Vision. That would be cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. In the comics, it seems like, or it doesn't even seem like, I could confidently say they're doing something with Young Avengers. They're building up towards something. And in the Young Avengers storyline in the comics, Vision, when that's happening, Vision was destroyed. So he's like not even around, but he comes back as a teenage Vision. So he doesn't even have an adult body. But to give some fuel to your idea, if he's like someone trying to like find his place in the world again, if he's like a teenager, that makes perfect sense.
So who would you cast as teenage Vision?
I don't know.
Timothy Chalamet.
That was my first guess, but like I just don't have anybody else. I don't want him as Vision.
No, I don't want him as Vision either.
He's gonna be like, hey, I'm Vision.
Yes. I thought he's English, Timothy Chalamet.
No,
he's American.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
To be honest, I don't know if I've ever seen any Timothy Chalamet.
I watched that movie on Netflix with him and Robert Pattinson, The King.
No, I saw Beautiful Boy or something with him and Steve Carell.
I slept through that movie, The King.
The King sucked. It wasn't a good movie.
Yeah, I was out cold. It was like 5 minutes and I was like, I'm fine.
What movie? The King?
Yeah.
We know you haven't seen it, so it's not.
No, I haven't seen it. I just had to make sure.
Yeah. We're adding that to the list.
Yeah.
We should really get a written list. Dude, you know what I kept for years, actually? Is your Wesley Snipes calendar that you made for Wesley Watch.
Cody? I didn't make that.
Oh, I made that. For ACI,
Jake's desperately trying to shoehorn his own talents into He's like, did you make this amazing product?
Yeah.
It's foolish of me to even think such a thing. No, for some reason I thought you made this calendar for like a sketch I had written with Wesley Snipes. Or?
I'm not arts and crafts oriented. If I made it, it would have looked terrible, so I didn't make it.
Oh man,
it definitely wasn't me.
Shit. Okay, because it was called.
Can
Wesley
you explain
Watch.
it though? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely Jake's thing.
But like, it was like, but why did I make it? It was because I remember it being called.
It was for an assignment.
Oh, is that what it was?
Oh, okay. So the assignment was so anyone, if this is your first episode or you just forgot, we were in this comedy program together in New York City called ACI. And one of the classes that we took, we were learning how to like do the late night talk show format. And we had to come up with segments. So the segment you came up with, because at the time, Wesley Snipes was in jail for, what did he do? Was
tax
it like tax evasion? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like a true king.
Like a king, exactly.
Yes, like a true king.
Dude, I love Wesley Snipes.
Dude, I mean, now he's out making movies, Coming to America too, you know?
Yeah. Eddie Murphy is like saving his career basically because people don't want to.
Dolomite, dude. Wesley Snipes was actually really good in Dolomite.
Nice.
Haven't seen Cody, that. Did you see Dolomite? The two of you.
Dude, it came out when I at a point in time when I was like watching absolutely nothing. And I wanted to watch it. I kept being like, oh shit, Eddie Murphy's sick ass return.
It's really good.
Oh, nice. I had it on in the background when I was getting some booty. And so I remember parts of it, but like I didn't watch it at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like some good booty because that movie's hilarious.
So, and for some reason, I never like rewatched it.
Nice, dude. I'll tell you what is rewatchable: WandaVision.
Yes,
I actually have one. We should keep a tally of who can get the most shitty segues.
We'll start counting from this episode. Oh, but we didn't talk about the second post-credit scene. That's what I really wanted to talk about.
Big time facts.
It was kind of like Infinity War-esque the way I only thought about that because Thanos was like kind of chilling in his cabin after all was said and done.
Oh, you're right.
And I don't know what the connection is there. You know, they're both kind of people who lost everything and gave up everything, I would say, to, you know, like Wanda is now going to be the Scarlet Witch, or she's destined to be the Scarlet Witch.
So do you think she's going to go down a villainous road?
I don't think so, but I think that just like in the comics, everyone's going to be on edge because she has the potential to be this, because the Scarlet Witch. Okay, so I had to do some research because I have not read any of these comics. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of like, so we learned from Agatha that there's this this book, The Darkhold, right?
Yeah.
That has, you know, that Wanda is reading at the end. Yeah. She's studying from it. Because like one of the lines from Agatha are like, you have a lot of power, but you don't know anything.
Yeah.
So she's obviously, you know, taking the Doctor Strange route. It seemed like that was her astral projection. Do you guys remember?
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Which, if that is way more powerful than anything we've seen from Doctor Strange because...
Well, no, Strange was doing that. That's what I'm saying. In his movie, there was a scene where he's studying. It's like not like a, you know, they don't make a big deal of it, but he's like laying in bed and he's like reading through a book as his astral form.
Yeah, but no. So hear me out. What I mean is the physical body is always catatonic while his astral form is doing shit.
Oh, gotcha.
She was walking around the cabin drinking tea and projecting an astral form. You know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah.
So that's what I think hers is more powerful. Oh shit,
dude,
she's too powerful.
I love
spilled a cup of iced tea on me.
Damn it.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's power right there.
She's like, I am the most powerful.
I can manipulate Snapple iced tea.
That's what you get for saying Abigail Adams was the better bitch than Scarlet Witch.
Whoa.
That's what you get. Because Scarlet Witch is, you know, the best because no one's going to be able to top her power at the moment.
You don't think Doctor Strange could fuck her shit up?
Nope.
Whoa, what? No, time out. You guys said no really easily for a motherfucker who went toe-to-toe with Thanos.
Also...
so did she, before she even became the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, so I think if there was a time Doctor Strange was going to be able to fuck her up, it would have to be like immediately after this. It couldn't, like, the longer time passes, she's only going to get stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that is out there studying all kinds of shit, dude.
Right, but that's the difference between them. That's the difference. Like Doctor Strange has the knowledge, but not the raw power. Like you know, sometimes raw power is just going to win over.
That's true.
But we don't know. I mean, it just seems that, you know, Scarlet. So back to the book, The Darkhold, right? Like in the comics, the reason, like it's just scattered throughout a bunch of stories, and there's no like definitive story for that book. But the whole thought process behind it is that like there's this like extremely like powerful like dark god named Cthulhu. Well, it sounds like that, yeah. And it's the same idea. Like he's kind of like a giant tentacle, like, you know, just evil, pure eldritch terror, yeah. And chaos, exactly. And he could basically possess Wanda It never actually happens in the comics to any like extent that it's like an event or anything, but he like no one could beat him basically. Like he's just that primordial and that powerful, and that's why Wanda's so dangerous, because she's channeling that. And sure, she is a hero and someone that's trying to do good, but you'll be corrupted by that power no matter who you are, basically.
Yeah, I don't honestly believe that's going to happen.
I don't know. Then I don't know. So so here's a good question then. Where do you think the MCU's headed then after this?
Like with her specifically, or?
Yeah, because we hear she's like studying and she hears Billy and Tommy.
What is theory of her kids yelling for help?
Yeah. Where are they?
Another dimension. So you think
hell with Mephisto?
See, that's what I'm talking about. If they're gonna do Mephisto, then like I imagine that would lead into greater things, like because if you want to go down the Marvel's like mystical demon route, you have Blackheart, who is a Ghost Rider villain.
Yeah.
You have Dormammu, who is actually both a Ghost Rider villain and a Doctor Strange villain. So you can open up the doors to like more power. Yeah. So maybe WandaVision is Marvel's key to their paranormal. You know what I mean? Because we've seen sci-fi, we've seen outer space type of shit. Now with Doctor Strange and Wanda, we might see the more mystical aspect of the Marvel universe.
I absolutely agree, because another thing about that book, The Darkhold, is that it created like the first vampire in the Marvel universe. It created the first werewolf in the Marvel universe. So you're on. No, because that's Sony. They can't use Morbius, but they could use Blade, our favorite vampire hunter,
yeah,
Blade,
who
could beat everybody you throw at us.
Blade, Mahershala Ali got casted as him.
Yep,
dude, that's incredible casting.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, why the fuck did they get rid of the R rating?
I know. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I want to fight some CEO over this.
You hear that, Disney?
To take on these big tycoons,
dude. Yeah,
and ruin our chances of success.
Yeah, you know me.
Sabotage, baby.
All right, Cody. It starts here.
I've been a scroll the whole time.
Dude, you would be a scroll.
Wow.
Yeah, of the three of us, I would be the scroll.
Yeah, it would hit harder if Anthony was a scroll. It's because, like, I'd be like, yeah, you were kind of a scumbag, Cody. I'm not surprised that you're the one who turned on us.
But if it was me,
I'm like, oh, dude, Anthony, you're really cool.
Anthony, you suspect betrayal less. Jake, no one.
That's what makes
Jake
me the best scroll. Yeah, Jake would be the scroll.
I don't trust you. That's how I feel about you, Cody. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a scroll,
dude. Jake, but you're the most obvious to not trust.
That's what I'm saying. Is what make it so obvious? That's how you know it's not me. No scroll would advertise their distrust.
You're right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm cool. This is like the ending of The Thing. We don't know which one is the copycat
alien. Have you guys ever played any of like those social deduction games?
Can I cut you off 1 second? Anthony, have you ever seen The Thing?
Yes, I have seen The Thing. I love The Thing.
That's awesome. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's like one of my top 5 movies.
Yes, it's amazing.
A great movie.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
No, don't be sorry. I like being able to say that I've seen a movie on this podcast.
Finally.
This is the first movie Anthony's ever seen.
Yes,
it's the only movie he's ever watched.
It's not a bad one if that's the only one, honestly.
No, it's not.
I was going to say, there's all these social deduction games. I love playing them. Like, there's one called Secret Hitler where, like...
Yes.
It's a really fun game where, like, one team... Like, you don't know... Like, the bad guys know who the bad guys are, or the fascists know who the fascists are in the game, but half the people playing don't know who's the bad guys and who's the good guys. So while you're playing, it's like a board game. So you have to figure out with your like friends or family who you start to learn really quickly who you could trust.
Yeah, it's the same concept as the game like Mafia.
Yes, exactly.
There's like a werewolf version of it too.
Oh yes.
That's cool.
Werewolf, One Night Werewolf.
Yes,
One night. I like that.
But whenever I play, here's the thing: people always accuse me of being on the sabotaging team. No matter who I'm playing with. And
you have a very distrustful demeanor.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but you guys said I wouldn't be the scroll, though. So now...
Like, no, we said you would be the scroll.
I think you would be the scroll.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, we're saying it would hit harder.
It would hit harder if you were the Skrull.
Gotcha.
I'm the obvious choice to be a Skrull, which makes it seem to me, at least, that I'm not the Skrull.
Yeah,
I would just
for
give
sure.
And Cody, you're the one you're too chill. You're like, yeah, I'll just sit back and like you're almost like a Skrull who was like, okay, Skrull Cannon, like you need to go invade Earth. And you're like, word, I got this. And you just got really high, started, like chilling with Earthlings and liked them. And you're like, oh, this is cool,
dude. You think I'm super chill?
Yeah.
Cool. I feel like I have like this weird dude. The people at the bar last night would not think I was chill at all.
What were you doing?
Dude, I was just crazy, just screaming and picking people up over my shoulder, and I cackle a lot. There's been times in the past where like I wasn't allowed, even if I wasn't like wasted, where I wasn't allowed into a place, but just because I was being loud and boisterous. So I feel like there's like just like two sides of me. There's two wolves inside of me.
Well, like if you were doing that while recording the podcast, we'd be like, chill the fuck out, Cody.
Yeah, I'm also not drinking on the podcast. It's become and chronic podcast.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And confidence.
And confidence.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one thing that I want to bring up. My roommate brought it up to me, and shout out my boy Nick. And
what up, Nick?
Did you guys notice how at the end, when everything was ending, when that world was ending, that there was like a parallel between the way they like held hands at the end, between that and Fight Club?
Oh, now that you bring it up, I know exactly what you're talking. The ending of Fight Club, where they're standing at the building after they just put the smiley face into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. Like, yeah, we just destroyed Westview and all these lives.
Yeah, and like everything's ending around them, and they're like holding hands and stuff. You know what I mean?
That's a good pickup.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I see it. I don't know if that was my first reaction to comparing that scene, but I see it.
You should make that scene, but play "Where Is My Mind" to it.
Let's do it. That's going to be our promo for this episode.
Yeah, dude, that's sick. That would also be like a cool, like perfect thing with like how WandaVision has just been like pushed and tested and like,
oh shit! So it went from TV to fucking hardcore indie film, like.
Yeah.
Nice.
And another thing, I guess, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, like Vision was in her imagination. So it's just kind of like,
shit. Damn, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, dude. Isn't that a crazy comparison?
It is.
That is.
Yeah, shout out my boy Nick.
Yeah,
dude,
shout out to Nick. That was a clever take on it.
Dude, I'm too dumb to think like that. I just watched it and was like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah, once I heard Boner, I was like, oh, Growing Pains. Mike's friend is named
so we
Boner.
touched upon that briefly. Don't you guys feel like that kind of sucked?
So it was a boner, man. It was a complete boner.
Yeah, exactly. So like any boner, we got fucked with it.
Yeah, Marvel fucked us with that gimmick.
Literal boner, the gimmick that had the title Boner on it.
Boner, or like a boner, you know. Marvel got us excited, and then I don't know. It was
disappointed us.
Disappointing boner.
Disappointing boners. They are around.
Yeah, they came up short. You know what I mean?
You know what? Another thing about Ralph Boner was that he was basically like, he reminded me of Jason Segel's character in I Love You, Man. He's like, here's my man cave. Like, you know, let's chill out. Like,
yeah. When did he become a surfer?
You ever watch Steven Seagal movies? Yeah, exactly.
It definitely changed over time. Like when he first showed up, he was like, oh, I'm cool. But I don't know. He just like became like such, I don't know. He was a chode.
His weakness was his puka shell necklace. When Monica broke it, he's like, ah.
Isn't that?
It's just also like, why? Was the tease worth it more than, hey, we actually are going to introduce the X-Men universe?
Yeah, why not?
I know.
Was that payoff really bigger than like satisfying a huge fan desire?
In the credits, it literally was like X-Fox Quicksilver.
Really?
Oh, it said that really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume they have no plans to bring Quicksilver back.
Which makes me believe they have no plans to bring any of the original X-Men cast back, and they're going to start fresh.
Maybe, yeah.
Dude, I'm honestly fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah,
I'm not stressing that. That's honestly like cool. Good
right.
for them.
Because now that they've established the multiverse anyway, and we know that the Russo brothers will come back in like maybe 5 or 7 years to do like Secret Wars, like a huge event. We know they'll bring in Hugh Jackman to be Old Man Logan. You know, we'll see them again. We'll see everyone at some point.
Dude,
Disney owns everything. So
you know who I'm ready to see direct? Like, honestly, once you said Old Man Logan, I just saw No Country for Old Men for like the umpteenth time, like
nice.
a few days ago.
Have seen
like,
it.
Yo, the Coen brothers directing an MCU film would be sick.
It would be crazy because they have like one style is like very dark and gritty, and then another style is like really weird and awkward and kind of silly, and
then they have comedy down with what's that movie with George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones, or even
Burn After Reading?
Burn After Reading is good too.
Yeah,
Burn After Reading with Brad Pitt and Francis McDormand.
The Men That Stare at Goats, that one? No.
Is that
one? No.
The Men Who Stare at Goats wasn't Coen brothers.
No, it wasn't. You're right.
But Burn After Reading was?
Yeah,
but that was Brad Pitt.
That's Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Oh, George Clooney's in that too, though.
Yes. Oh, you're right. He is actually, but briefly.
But Catherine Zeta-Jones isn't in it.
It's just It's just George Clooney. Oh, Billy Bob Thornton, Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's the one where Catherine Zeta-Jones is marrying rich dudes, and George Clooney is the divorce attorney.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Well, I don't know that one.
Oh shit, I can't remember the name, but
I was gonna say, "Oh brother, where art thou?" But
the only George Clooney, Catherine Zeta-Jones movie I'm thinking about is the one where she goes under the lasers. But that's Sean Connery.
Yeah,
that's Sean Connery, and it's dope.
Yeah.
So dope. And much like the citizens of Westview in And you know what? Monica was not dipping beneath lasers, but she was dodging bullets like Neo, and
she was looking fine while doing it. Whoever that actress is really pretty.
Yeah.
Tiona Paris.
Oh, is that her name? Nice.
Yeah. Spectrum's awesome. She's one of my favorite characters. I think they should make Captain Marvel she should be Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
she
make
should
her
be the Avengers.
Marvel. She has more what's it called on screen?
Charisma.
Yeah, charisma. There we go.
Dude, she's just
Brie
great.
Larson.
Do you don't like Brie Larson, do you?
Not as Captain Marvel.
What about you, Anthony?
I don't think she's a bad actress by any means.
Yeah, she's not a bad actress. I
don't get like the extreme hate for Captain Marvel at all, but I don't think I just like if I was trying to cast the same character, like I think she's maybe a little too old, but I feel like Charlize Theron would be like the perfect Captain Marvel.
Ooh,
yeah, she is a little too old, but I agree.
Because I think they're trying to like she's supposed to be like tough. She doesn't give a shit. Don't tell her to smile because she doesn't need to fucking smile. Like she's gonna kick your ass. She's powerful, but something about Brie Larson, she just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't translate for me, at least.
See, I don't get that. I just rewatched Captain Marvel with my son recently.
And you loved it?
Yeah, I thought it was sick. The fucking fight scene at the end to I'm Just a Girl by No Doubt was honestly like super cool. I loved how they incorporated like it did way better at capturing a decade than Wonder Woman 84 ever dreamt about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot. I love Jude Law's whole thing at the end when he's like, let's fucking do this hand to hand. She's just like,
like moments like that, like I absolutely loved. She had her turn in Endgame especially to show like what she could do. Like I loved the beginning of Endgame when Captain Marvel's like, where's Thanos? And she like fucks him up very easily. Like that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I want to see more of that. But like as a character, she's just, even in the comics, she's never really interested me as much as anybody else in the Captain Marvel family. You know, bring in Spectrum, bring in Blue Marvel, bring in anybody. But
when Marvel did that reboot that like came out around the time, it might have been like Marvel Now or something like that. That's like when Rick Remender was doing Captain America and stuff like that. that reboot of Captain Marvel, I have the first volume of it, or at least I did at one point, and it's really fucking good.
Yeah, it is.
And that was Carol Danvers, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Dude, I loved that. I thought it was sick. I don't know.
No, absolutely. And I actually really, really like the newest Captain Marvel series. The ongoing one right now is really good. Like, it's just interesting storylines, and they showcase her powers in cool ways. Like, at one point, she kind of becomes evil, like dark Captain Marvel, and she takes out the Avengers one by one. I don't know. It's a cool storyline. But I just feel like sometimes there's more interesting things to do with her than I sometimes read in the comics. But that's why I'm saying I love Spectrum. She's just a way cooler power set to me, and just a more interesting character.
Explain her powers, because I honestly don't know shit about Spectrum.
I'm not sure if the MCU is going to do the same thing, although it seems to be. Like, she could basically transform her body into any wavelength on the spectrum, basically. So she could be like infrared. Like, she's basically unstoppable because her body could be intangible. Obviously bullets can't affect her. Anything's going to go through her. But like, I don't know if I brought this up, but like, there's a series, The Ultimates, for more recently, and she travels through light particles in the air to get into Thanos's eyes, into his brainstem, to shut him down.
Jesus.
Like, that's how like OP she is.
Damn. That's pretty crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I wish they would do like a gory thing with it, like go through his brainstem and just turn solid. And
yeah.
Remember when there were all those memes of Ant-Man like jumping up Thanos' butt and growing?
Dude, that shit was incredible. Man,
there were a lot of those. That's a good time for Ant-Man memes. They're funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude! Only because I thought of their abilities at the same time. Who do you guys think would win in a fight, Ant-Man or the Atom?
The Atom, just in the sense that I think DC characters in general tend to be more powerful.
I agree with that, actually.
Yeah. Also, the Atom is like, if it's like Scott laying at Ant-Man versus the Atom, any one of the Atoms is going to be always smarter. But if it's like Hank Pym, maybe that's a better fight. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I would give it to the Atom too for the same reasons, Cody.
I give it to the Atom. Damn. Yeah. There it is. Atom wins.
Atom wins. You heard it here on the WandaVision episode. Atom beats Ant-Man. Does that count as a segue?
So,
yeah.
Dude, so the Ralph Bohner thing was dumb. Were there any other questions, or things that you wanted to talk about in the episode?
Yeah, of course. There's way more.
Well, one of the comments we got was about how that they kind of retconned. Let me look at the question.
Yeah, so we don't want to misquote people here.
Yes. Yeah, so Spencer, this is from Spencer. He said, since
that's
Marvel,
my boy, by the way, Spencer. Shout
out to Spencer. Since Marvel basically retconned Wanda now to make her more true to the comic Scarlet Witch. Well, okay, which I agree with. What next from the past MCU movies do you guys think they should try and fix?
Ooh,
that's a good question. That's a very good question.
Like, what kind of retconning? What kind of backgrounds need a little change?
Yeah, a little freshening up.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see how they do both the Fantastic Four and I can't wait to see how they do the X-Men. Did you? Let's talk about the new title. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, the Mutants. It's called. I hope it's not called the Mutants. Honestly,
same. Honestly, X-Men is just better.
I think they should go honestly with the straight up comic book title, just Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah, that would be even better.
That'd be a sick title for a movie.
Yeah, I agree. So they could even go with Astonishing X-Men. Wait, what?
Astonishing. What if it was just one word, like uncanny, and then your mind is left to
see. My problem with the Mutants is that it's just so vague. I guess
so on
it's
the nose.
If you have the name X-Men, why wouldn't you not advertise X-Men?
It's more artistic, bro.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I feel like it's still a rumor. I just don't want it.
Also, that's just
for the same reason people name restaurants things like Fork or whatever.
You're right.
Maybe they're trying to trademark that just so no one else makes a movie called Mutants.
So when the Dark Knight was filmed in Chicago, when movies are filmed, they usually go by different titles for the sake of not leaking their ish.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
But they were trying to say, because I think it was from this website, the Illuminati.
Also, do you know was it a real announcement or what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're the ones that broke the story. They said, according to our source, it's called the Mutants, but they didn't really provide a source. So that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever.
I'm gonna call bullshit.
Nice.
Sorry, we need something more. If you're right, cool, but we don't like it.
See,
so
I don't need facts. Okay.
Cody didn't get this far by knowing facts.
Yeah. Or
I'm making my own facts.
Yeah.
Alternative truths, brother. Dude, speaking of alternative, do we think there's alternative dimensions within the MCU?
I think there's got to be. They're gonna, if there's a multiverse,
they have to at some point. Just because like at some point actors are going to need like at some point this universe they're gonna have to like kind of leave it behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because you can't have fucking, even with technology and stuff like that, you can't have people being the same actors being, you know what I mean? So at some point they're gonna have to like kind of shed it. You know what I mean? Leave it behind.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're gonna have to recast certain people at certain points, because we're gonna want to see Iron Man again, but we know Robert Downey Jr. doesn't want to do. Not that he doesn't want to do it anymore, but he's told his story. So naturally, they're gonna have to like maybe pick a Tony Stark or Steve Rogers from a different universe to replace the ones we need. You know.
Exactly.
Or maybe there can just be other. Do we always need it to be the same name of people? Like I can't wait to see what they do with the Falcon as far as like him being given the shield. Like how long is he to be called the Falcon for until we see him as like Captain America?
Right. Yeah, but also, what if at some point Bucky becomes Captain America?
I think it would become after.
I'm kind of hoping. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping in the show that we get to see both of them in the uniform. But I want Sam to become Captain America, which I think he will.
Yeah, and he needs to do it first because, dude, like, still, Bucky killed his parents in the MCU. Iron Man's parents. I don't think he's runner up to get it quite yet.
No, absolutely. Yeah, the Bucky MCU, it doesn't feel earned for him. It feels way more earned for Sam.
Yeah, I agree,
dude. I love. I can't wait for that. That's like what, 2 weeks?
Yep,
I think so. Yeah, it looks dope as fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like the book, The Darkhold, is gonna pop up in that. I feel like Zemo wants to get his hands on it or something.
Really? You think it's gonna get mystical in the Winter Soldier?
Not that it's gonna get mystical, but I feel like it might play either some part in the plot. Just because in the Vision and Scarlet Witch miniseries from the 80s. One of the first issues, actually, Captain America is like, here, I'm giving you the Darkhold to keep safe. It's not even a big deal, but he's like, oh, but watch out for it. And of course, shit happens. But
yeah,
it's a detail that, and also Falcon and Winter Soldier was originally, I think, supposed to come out before WandaVision. So there might be you might see that book taken by Agatha or something. And or I don't know. This is just, a
speculation,
a theory. Yeah, speculation.
Dude, I loved Catherine Hahn as Agatha.
She was amazing.
Yeah,
I'm glad they didn't kill her off. Thank you.
Yeah, they kept her.
I think she's going to play an important role for sure, especially in Doctor Strange.
For sure. Dude, I'm going to read a question from one of our viewers, one of our listeners.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm interested in hearing what you guys think is the best comic book film to watch stoned, or some of the best.
The best comic? Let's think about that.
I think that is a good question. Best one, because I mean, I don't know. There's two.
No, he said like one's best comic book films plural to watch high.
So just like off the top of our heads, off the top of my head, one of the best ones to watch high, just because of the visuals alone, has to be Doctor Strange.
Yeah, agreed. It's very trippy. Yeah. I saw. Oh man, if you could watch it in 3D too, that really does it.
I did not. So that sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, I saw it in IMAX 3D when it came out. So,
Anthony, what's your answer?
I like that answer. I want to say Infinity War because, especially when you're high, like it looks beautiful visually, but also like you just get everybody. You know, if you can't pick a Marvel movie because you're stoned, pick Infinity War. It has everyone you want.
I also liked Infinity War way more than Endgame.
Same.
Yeah, for sure. Infinity War is stronger than Endgame.
Absolutely. And that's why, you know, it's just, you know, you can't go wrong with Infinity War, stoned or not stoned.
Yeah. I liked, for me, and I'll tell you why. I like Winter Soldier because like Winter Soldier is like a turn from the first Avengers, even without being high, as far as like, it was almost like watching a Bourne movie.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I love it. Might be my favorite MCU movie.
Enemy of the State with Will Smith and Gene Hackman, which actually, now that I just said that, is totally probably what they borrowed from. And like, so when you're high too, it's like, whoa, shit, this is like some political Captain America shit right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it got more serious. And also, the Russo brothers directed it. That was their first thing in the MCU that they directed.
Yep.
Dude, I'm with Anthony. It's my favorite MCU movie.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, Winter Soldier? Nice.
Yeah, it's my favorite. Dude, fucking, what's his name is the villain?
Robert Redford.
Yeah, dude. That was incredible.
Yeah. I also liked which I thought was a satisfying villain cameo, was Dr. Zola.
Yeah.
Yes.
Classic computer screen and everything too.
Yeah.
Like, nice.
That was really cool.
Dr. Zola was sick. I loved the whole Hail Hydra.
Yeah.
It was super cool. And just go ahead.
George St. Pierre as the Leaper or Batroc.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, so he's coming back,
by the way.
And they loved him so much that they paid him to keep doing more acting lessons because he's like he just wasn't a good enough actor, but they wanted him to be Batroc, so they're like, you got to become a better actor. We're keeping you.
Nice. That's sick. Because dude, that fight scene, like when he's like, I thought Captain America was more than just the shield, and he like puts the shield on his back and he takes off his helmet. He's like, oh, word, you want to square up, my dude? Like, that shit was dope. It's fucking, because Sam Wilson doesn't have the super soldier serum in him like Captain America did. How, like, it'll be interesting. I hope, are they going to actually show in the fights with him that he can he can take less pain than Captain America can. He can do physically less than he can just by default of not having the serum. Like, is he going to be that good with the shield where he's like bing bing bouncing it around, and you know what I mean? I'd like to see him grow into Captain America.
Yeah, it's a great point, but yeah, he's definitely not going to get the serum, but like he just has a different fighting style. The fact that he's Falcon, he's going to use that jetpack, you know.
Yeah, but what I mean is like, okay, but I mean like just hand to hand without the Falcon shit. Like he can't go up against anyone in an Iron Man suit like Cap can.
No, but I don't know. Like I love the Sam Wilson series.
No, I'm not shitting on him, but I'm just saying like from a comic book science standpoint.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, it makes sense. Even though it's a great point because he doesn't have the same power set at all.
He doesn't have the like anything. The endurance. He can't take that much pain. He can't deliver that much impact like Captain can. So. Think about it. If Captain was to find Sam Wilson in a fist fight, do you really think Sam would win?
No chance.
Wait, no, not against Cap. No way.
I'm just saying, I hope the show accounts for that and doesn't through writing somehow put him on equal footing of Captain America.
Oh yeah, no. What I expect is that he's just not. He shouldn't try to get in a fist fight because he doesn't have that ability that Steve Rogers does. But he has other shit. Like
does our boy Bucky?
Ooh,
yes, he does.
Barnes?
He's got the arm.
It's got the arm.
It's got the bad memories.
That's all it takes is a missing arm and some bad memories, and you're a grizzled villain or hero.
You're no longer a little kid's sidekick named Bucky.
Okay, well, WandaVision, I guess general consensus, we loved it. I was probably like the least satisfied of the three of us.
I loved it. I thought it was dope.
No, I loved it too. I really
loved
did.
It more, Cody.
I really did. I just felt like the ending made things like less. The impact wasn't at like it did. I didn't feel it in the ending of the show.
Would you have wanted it to be wrapped up more neatly? Like, what would you change about it to make it better?
It just like felt like super inconsequential. It's just like, she was just like, she let her kids just die in the you know what I mean, which I mean she knew she had to do.
She had to,
but then she was just like, I'm gonna go be in the woods and figure this out, like, and it just like whatever, like, and then like everybody was pissed at her, but like it just didn't seem like there was like any feeling of like consequence for all of it.
Like she just shrugged and dipped out.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm sorry, Monica. Monica's like, you're good, dude.
like this felt that it helped her heal from her trauma of losing vision, but this whole event would have been like she lost children. You know what I mean? And she was just like, "Hi, Doug. Peace." You know what I mean?
Maybe I see what you're saying, but I don't know. Maybe the point is also like the whole series is her dealing with the loss of Vision and the loss of Pietro. Like the fact that she let her kids go and Vision go is kind of her. That was her arc. You know, she was able to let them go so easily because she wasn't holding on to the grief anymore.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I just didn't have like, it was super cool, really well written. It's just for me, like it just felt like unless they in the future like really hit heavy with how fucked up what she was doing was, like then it just didn't feel like it was like important enough. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. No, I totally agree with you there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right.
There needs to be consequences for what she did.
Yeah, a witch hunt, if you will. And on that note, this has been another episode of Comics and Chronic. I'm Jacob H. All right, you guys don't have to talk.
I'm just baked.
Yeah, I'm here too.
And then that's Anthony. I got you. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, I just was like stuck.
I thought you were going to pick it up, honestly. Hi, you're listening to Comics and Chronic, and I'm Jacob H.
I'm Cody Cannon.
And I'm Anthony Iannaccio.
And you can tune in every Thursday to hear new episodes of Comics and Chronic.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Comics and Chronic. That's Comics, the letter N, Chronic.
We'll see you guys next week.
Woo!
Peace.
Hi, you're listening to Comics and Chronic, and I'm Jacob H.
I'm Cody Cannon.
And I'm Anthony Iannaccio.
And you can tune in every Thursday to hear new episodes of Comics and Chronic.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Comics and Chronic. That's Comics, the letter N, Chronic.
We'll see you guys next week.
Woo!
Peace.